All right, get ready to have your mind blown because today we're doing a deep dive that'll change the way you think about auto shops.
No kidding.
Yeah, we're going to dissect the website for Bucktown Auto Body in Chicago.
Okay.
Now, you might be thinking, cars, how exciting can that be?
Right.
But trust me, this is not your average oil change.
Yeah.
This seemingly simple site actually hints at a much bigger story
Okay.
about the auto industry and business strategy in general.
I like it.
So by the end of this, you'll be looking at those neighborhood repair shops in a whole new light.
Sounds good.
So first things first, right off the bat, their location details jumped out at me.
Mm-hmm.
They call themselves Bucktown Auto Body, but then their site lists addresses all over Illinois, not just in that one neighborhood.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? What's fascinating here is how the website kind of walks this line between local charm and wider ambitions.
Totally.
It makes you wonder if Bucktown Auto Body is actually more of a brand name
Yeah.
for maybe a network of shops or even like a parent company.
That's a really good point. Like, they want that small town feel,
Mm-hmm.
but they're clearly playing on a much larger field.
Exactly.
So geographically savvy, for sure, but let's talk about what they actually do.
Okay.
I mean, their services list is pretty extensive. It goes way beyond the typical, bumps and scrapes.
Yep.
They've got collision repair, customization, and then like a whole laundry list of mechanical services.
Wow.
It's like they can fix your fender bender and then also tackle that weird engine noise you've been ignoring.
Yeah.
And did you notice they really emphasize luxury car repairs?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which to me signals like a very specific target market, right?
Absolutely. It suggests they're catering to a clientele that expects a certain level of service,
High quality.
Yeah, high quality parts, specialized expertise.
So they're appealing to a broad customer base with those general services,
Mm-hmm.
but then also carving out this niche for themselves.
Right.
With that high-end expertise. It's a pretty smart move.
It is. It's a really smart way to kind of capture more business from their existing clients, potentially.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of expertise, they really play up their certification section, especially being OEM certified.
Right.
Now, for someone who doesn't speak car mechanic, can you break down what that actually means?
Of course. So OEM stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer.
Okay.
And basically what it means is that Bucktown Auto Body is committed to using parts and repair procedures
Mm-hmm.
that meet the standards set by the car's manufacturer.
Okay.
You can think of it like getting a software update
I like that.
straight from the source,
Okay.
instead of some third-party version.
Right. So it's not just about slapping on any old replacement part.
Exactly.
It's about maintaining the integrity of the vehicle
Mm.
and probably its resale value too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Choosing an OEM certified shop can really make a difference, especially if you're thinking long-term.
Yeah.
It can impact your warranty coverage, how your car performs down the line. And it really shows a commitment to quality that I think a lot of customers find reassuring.
So they're building trust with that certification, but then there's this other section that really caught my eye. It's called Join the Family, and they're actually inviting other shops to join their network.
Oh, wow.
That's where things get really interesting.
I see what you mean. Yeah, this hints at a strategy that goes beyond just a single shop.
Hmm.
It makes you think about franchising, Like, are they aiming to create a larger brand?
Yeah.
That's a smart way to expand, potentially.
So essentially, they're sharing their recipe for success,
Right.
but also maintaining control over those key ingredients.
It is a delicate balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you have to think about, how do they ensure that every location lives up to the same standard?
That's a really good point. Like, how can they guarantee that same level of quality and customer experience across the board?
Exactly. Because any inconsistencies could really damage the whole brand.
Right. Like, if one franchise starts cutting corners or providing bad service,
Yeah.
that could reflect poorly on the entire network.
Absolutely. And remember, most people don't have the technical knowledge
Yeah.
to assess,
Right.
the quality of auto repair work themselves. So they rely heavily on that brand's reputation.
So trust is paramount.
It is. It's crucial in this industry. And Bucktown Auto Body has clearly made a big effort to build that trust. With their OEM certification, their emphasis on quality, they need to make sure that commitment is carried through to every single franchise location.
And I bet that OEM certification plays a key role there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it sets a baseline for quality across the entire network.
Exactly. It's like a seal of approval for customers.
Yeah.
It says no matter which Bucktown Auto Body you choose, you can expect the same level of expertise.
So they're building this brand that stands for quality, convenience, and a consistent customer experience.
Right.
It's like they're saying, We get it. Car troubles are stressful. Let us take care of you, no matter where you are.
It's a powerful message.
Yeah, and it resonates with people.
Especially in today's world, convenience and peace of mind are highly valued.
Totally.
So if Bucktown Auto Body can successfully replicate their model through franchising, they could really shake things up in the auto repair industry.
It's like they're taking the best aspects of a local shop, that personalized touch,
Yeah.
and combining it with the efficiency and reach of a larger company.
A winning combination.
Yeah, but then it makes you wonder, what does this mean for those smaller, independent shops?
It's a good question.
Could this kind of expansion actually squeeze them out?
That's definitely a concern. The rise of large networks could pose some real challenges for those independent businesses. So it's something to watch as Bucktown Auto Body's strategy unfolds.
It really makes you think about the future of the whole industry, right? Are we moving towards a landscape that's dominated by a few big players?
Right.
Or will there always be a place for those local independent shops?
It's a complex question. It'll be interesting to see how consumer preferences evolve alongside all these changes.
Okay, before we get too lost in speculation, let's circle back to something specific on the website.
Wow.
Remember how the copyright year is 2025?
Yeah.
It made me wonder, is this website a sneak peek into their future plans?
Interesting.
What kind of innovations or changes might they have up their sleeve?
It's tough to say for sure, but we can always speculate a bit, right?
Yeah.
Based on what we've seen so far,
Yeah.
they seem to be really embracing technology
Uh-huh.
and, streamlining their operations.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be surprising to see them push the boundaries even further.
Okay, let's indulge in a little what if. What kind of tech-driven features could they incorporate?
Well, imagine this. Online booking that syncs with your car's maintenance schedule,
Okay.
sending you reminders and even scheduling appointments automatically.
Oh, wow. That would be so convenient.
Right, like having a personal assistant for your car's needs.
Totally, totally. And think about those multiple locations. They could utilize GPS tracking to dispatch the nearest available technician for roadside assistance, or even mobile repair services.
So they could come right to your home or office.
Yeah, talk about convenience.
Taking it to a whole new level.
They might even develop augmented reality apps that guide you through basic repairs.
Oh, wow.
Or diagnostics.
That would be amazing.
It's like they're blurring the lines between a traditional auto shop and a tech company.
Yeah.
Who knows what they'll come up with next?
That's the exciting part.
This deep dive started with a simple website, but it's opened up a world of possibilities.
It really has.
Okay, I'm officially on board the Bucktown Auto Body hype train. But before we get too carried away with our futuristic fantasies, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far. We've uncovered some key insights about their strategic approach, their commitment to quality, and their potential for really disrupting the industry.
And we've only just scratched the surface?
I know, right? When we come back, we'll wrap up our deep dive by considering what Bucktown Auto Body's story tells us about the evolving business landscape.
That's good.
And what we can all learn from their approach, so stay tuned.
I'm ready for part 2. All right, welcome back to our deep dive into Bucktown Auto Body.
I'm ready for more. Where do we go from here?
Well, last we left off, we were talking about how they might be setting themselves up for some serious growth with that Join the Family section on their website.
Yeah, that franchise model really piqued my curiosity.
For sure. So let's unpack that a bit more. What would it mean for a seemingly local brand like Bucktown Auto Body to go the franchise route? We see those big chains everywhere, but how would this work for them?
Yeah, it's like they're trying to clone their success, right? But then the question is, how do they ensure consistency across all those different locations? Wouldn't it be tough to maintain quality and customer experience when you're not directly managing everything?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Maintaining brand consistency is like the biggest hurdle for any franchise. They'd need to have really clear standards for everything.
For sure.
From customer service to the technical expertise of their mechanics.
You can't let those core values get diluted.
Exactly. You don't want one franchise cutting corners or providing subpar service.
Right, because that could damage the entire brand.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to remember that most people don't have the knowledge to really assess the quality of car repair work.
Yeah, it's not like buying a shirt. You can't just look at it and know if it's good.
Exactly. So they're relying heavily on the brand's reputation, on that trust factor.
Trust is everything.
It is. It's paramount in this industry. And Bucktown Auto Body has obviously worked hard to build that trust.
For sure. With that OEM certification, their focus on quality.
So they need to make sure that same commitment is reflected in every single franchise location.
I feel like that OEM certification probably plays a big role there too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's like setting a minimum standard that all franchisees have to meet.
Exactly. It's a way to guarantee a certain level of quality and expertise across the whole network.
Yeah, like no matter which Bucktown Auto Body you go to, you can expect that same level of service.
Right. Using original parts, following manufacturer-approved procedures, that kind of thing.
So they're building this brand that stands for quality, convenience, and a consistent customer experience.
It's a really smart strategy.
It's like they're saying, we understand that car troubles are stressful, so let us handle it for you.
And that message resonates with people, especially these days when everyone is so busy.
Totally. Convenience and peace of mind are like gold.
Absolutely. So if they can successfully replicate their model through franchising, I think they have the potential to really shake things up in the auto repair industry.
I mean, it's like they're taking what people love about local shops, that personalized touch, and combining it with the efficiency and reach of a larger company.
It's kind of the best of both worlds.
But then it makes me think about the little guy, What happens to those smaller independent auto shops?
Right. Could they get squeezed out by this kind of expansion?
That's a real concern.
It is. The rise of these large networks could definitely pose some challenges for independent businesses.
It's something to keep an eye on.
As Bucktown Auto Body's strategy plays out, we'll see what happens.
Makes you wonder about the future of the whole industry. Are we headed towards a landscape where it's just a few big players?
That's a tough one.
Or will there always be room for those independent shops?
It'll be interesting to see how consumer preferences evolve along with all these changes.
I guess only time will tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, before we go down that rabbit hole too far, let's circle back to something specific we noticed on the website.
Okay, what is it?
Remember how the copyright year is 2025?
Oh, yeah. That was kind of strange.
It makes me wonder if this website is almost like a glimpse into their future plans,
Interesting thought.
Like what innovations or changes might they have in store?
It's fun to speculate.
I know, right? So based on what we've seen so far,
Mm-hmm.
they seem to be really embracing technology, streamlining everything.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be surprising to see them push the envelope even further.
I agree.
Okay, let's play a little what-if game. What kind of tech-driven features could they incorporate into their model?
Well, imagine this. What if they had online booking that syncs with your car's maintenance schedule?
Okay, I like where this is going.
So it's sending you reminders, maybe even scheduling those appointments automatically.
That would be so convenient.
Right, like having a personal assistant for your car.
Totally. And with those multiple locations, they could even use GPS tracking to find the nearest available technician for things like roadside assistance or even mobile repair services.
So they could come right to you, wherever you are.
Talk about taking convenience to the next level.
They could even develop augmented reality apps.
Whoa, hold on, AR, really?
Yeah, imagine an app that guides you through basic repairs or diagnostics.
That would be game-changing.
It's like blurring the lines between a traditional shop and a tech company.
I know, it's pretty mind-blowing. Who knows what they'll come up with next?
That's the beauty of it, right? This whole deep dive started with just a simple website. But it's really opened up a world of possibilities.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm kind of on the Bucktown Auto Body hype train now.
I get it.
But before we get too carried away with all these futuristic fantasies, let's take a step back and really think about what we've learned.
That's a good idea. What are the key takeaways here?
I mean, we've uncovered some interesting insights about their strategic approach.
For sure.
Their dedication to quality and their potential to, really disrupt the industry.
And we've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore.
So much more. When we come back, we'll wrap up our deep dive.
Okay.
By considering what Bucktown Auto Body's story tells us about the evolving business landscape as a whole.
I'm ready for it.
And what we can all learn from their approach, whether we're running a business or just navigating our daily lives. So stay tuned.
Okay, welcome back. I'm still thinking about all those what-ifs we were tossing around.
Yeah, some pretty cool possibilities.
It really makes you wonder what the future holds for Bucktown Auto Body.
For sure. They seem committed to pushing the boundaries.
So let's zoom out a bit. What does their story tell us about the bigger business landscape? Are there lessons here that go beyond just car repair?
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest takeaways is the importance of strategic branding.
Okay, how so?
Well, Bucktown Auto Body has created this image that feels both local and ambitious at the same time.
Yeah, that small town feel with big time goals.
Exactly. They're not just an auto shop. They're like a trusted partner for all your car needs.
Right, it's that personal connection, but with a broader reach, and they're not sacrificing quality for growth.
That's key. That OEM certification is a constant reminder that they're committed to meeting those high standards. It's like they're saying, we know you might not understand all the technical stuff, but you can trust us to do things the right way.
Exactly, and that trust is huge, especially in an industry where customers might not have the expertise to evaluate the work themselves.
So it all boils down to trust?
Trust and loyalty, those are the foundations of any successful business.
Another thing that impressed me was their willingness to adapt and innovate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whether it's embracing the franchise model or incorporating new technology, they're not afraid to try new things.
That's so important. In today's world, things are changing so fast. Businesses that cling to outdated methods are going to get left behind.
So what can we, the average folks who aren't running auto body empires, learn from all of this?
Well, think about your own brand, whether it's your professional life or your personal relationships.
Okay.
What makes you stand out? How do you build trust and loyalty?
So it's about being authentic and following through on your promises?
Yeah, and never underestimate the power of quality.
Right. Quality over quantity.
In a world that's saturated with choices, quality is what sets you apart. It's what creates real value.
I like that. Any other words of wisdom?
Embrace change. Be willing to learn new things. The world is constantly evolving, and those who adapt and grow will thrive. Bucktown Auto Body is a perfect example of that.
They're not afraid to shake things up.
Nope, they're looking ahead, anticipating the future, and setting themselves up for success.
It's pretty inspiring, you know? It shows that even a seemingly ordinary business can be a platform for innovation and growth.
It all comes down to having a vision and being willing to take risks.
So we started this deep dive with a simple website for an auto body shop, but we ended up uncovering a much bigger story.
About strategic branding, the importance of quality, and embracing change.
And who knows what the future holds for Bucktown Auto Body. Maybe we'll have to check back in a few years and see where they're at.
I'd love to see how their story unfolds.
But for now, we'll leave you with this. What seemingly ordinary things in your own life might hold hidden complexities and valuable lessons.
Good question.
What can you learn from the businesses you interact with, the products you use, the people you meet?
I like that.
Challenge yourself to look beyond the surface and uncover those hidden stories. You might be surprised at what you find.
Definitely.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep.